Hello there, dear friends, and welcome to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. Today we're going to be looking at spells that you can find on the Bard spell list, and my personal pick for the top 5 cantrips that you can learn as a Bard. Keep in mind that the Bard gets to choose their cantrips straight away from level 1, and they gain more as time goes on. Cantrips are free use spells, level 0 spells, they're sometimes referred to as. They are free to cast, and you may literally use them as many times as you want. Cantrips are the bread and butter of a spellcaster because they are both utility and combat related. And today we're going to be looking at Bard Cantrips specifically. Starting in at number 5, we have Thunderclap. Thunderclap is a spell that you simply use a somatic gesture, I would assume a clap of some kind, and you send out a shockwave. Creatures within 5 feet of you have to make a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC, or they take 1d6 thunder damage. This is a nice little AoE spell, which when a bard gets surrounded, they're not the tankiest of characters, so being able to damage everyone all at once is pretty good. The only reason it's 5th on the list is because of that Constitution saving throw. That's a tough one to land against NPCs. Then at number 4, we have Mage Hand. Mage Hand is a spell that you cast and you create a ghostly hand that appears. You can move it around with your action, and you can move it within 30 feet of yourself. It can lift objects, do simple tasks such as opening doors or boxes or anything of a simple nature that doesn't require skill. So you can't use it to pick locks, you can't use it to attack, and it can lift things up to 10 feet. So it's a limited telekinesis of sorts that you use your action to do. It's a very useful spell for triggering traps and opening things you're suspicious a pretty decent distance to avoid dangerous effects. And yeah, Mage Hand is just a really good spell overall. At number 3, we have Minor Illusion. This is another 30-foot range spell, and this spell allows you to create one of 2 illusions. Either a visual illusion, which looks like a real object that would fit in a 5-foot cube. This can be any static image, and it looks real to anyone who isn't going to touch it, because if they touch it, they just pass through it, because it's a hologram, effectively. Or they can do an intelligence investigation check to figure out that it's not real. You can also use it to create a sound up to 30 feet away, distracting someone or basically making any sound you want to. Minor Illusion is a very, very useful spell because until they know it's an illusion, they can't see through it. You can use it to create small objects you can hide inside of or behind, and distract people with it when you are hiding. It's just a good cantrip for creative players. At number 2, we have Prestidigitation, one of the most commonly known spells in the game. Prestidigitation is a magic trick spell. You can use it to create harmless effects such as sparks or smoke, or create a sound or an odor. You can use it to warm things or cool things or even re-flavor things. You can even use it to create tiny objects that fit in your hand that last for 6 seconds and then poof out of existence. Prestidigitation is one of the most versatile spells out there, and for a performer who wants to do tricks to show off, or use them to distract or confuse or even create tiny objects, Prestidigitation is one of the best spells in the game, and it is my number 2 pick for the Bard, beaten out only by a spell that only Bards get. The number 1 cantrip, Vicious Mockery. Vicious Mockery has a 60-foot range. You use your voice to yell insults at someone, effectively. Whether they can understand your language or not, they just have to be able to hear you. And if they can hear you, Vicious Mockery forces them to make a wisdom save, and if they fail it, they take 1d4 psychic damage, and have disadvantage on their next attack. So not only does it debuff them, but it also does damage to them. This is the Bard's only natural attacking cantrip that was in the player's handbook and is a classic feat for them, or feature for them. The Vicious Mockery cantrip is really, really good in combats to debuff enemies, and it is my number one pick for Bard Cantrips. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and keep your eyes peeled for more Magic review coming down the line soon. Have a good one, my friends.